Don't keep all that Dune hot takes in. We said some shit. Actually, we really didn't. We didn't say anything. Okay, we begin our session as the group of you magically vanish from sight and dash off into the district of discards towards the Shattered Dream. After breaking into and breaking back out of Bonesaw Bunker. Not only releasing Ying Yang the Burbalang, who you went in for, but 98% of the other prisoners held within in a very chaotic but also nearly perfectly D&D breakout scene. As the group of you approach the Shattered Dream, screams you can hear off in the distance. There was some archers shooting down at some of the escaped prisoners. Just a lot of chaos as you guys kind of disappeared and ran into the district. As you guys are approaching the Shattered Dream, there's a sudden wave of blue-green light that kind of ripples across the sky above you. Kind of like a tidal wave of arcane energy. It sweeps in this kind of dome-like shape across the visible horizon of mishmashed buildings and heaps of discarded goods before fading away. And then you start to hear distant sirens also begin to blare out from the nearby military district of Tunarath, which you know shares kind of a border with the district of Discards. Then you see multiple skiffs kind of fly by in this rapidly as they jettison across the sky back in the direction of the bunker that you've left within the last, let's say, 10, 15 minutes as you made your way back towards the Shattered Dream. And that's where we will jump into this session. You have a Burbalang among you. You are all invisible and I believe still under the effects of seeming. Unless they override, I don't know.
I think Emmy would cancel it once we got right before going into
the seeming or the
seeming,
the invisibility.
Probably both, actually. Right before we walk in.
Maybe not on Ying Yang.
As in an all or nothing
visibility deal. Is it an all or nothing deal?
I mean, yeah, you just have to I'm sure everyone could find a way to cancel their invisibility.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Just make an attack.
Yeah, I think we should leave it up on Ying Yang because, he is going to be the thing that is, or at least a prisoner being looked for, and he is very easy to describe and very much stands out.
That's fair.
Whereas we were Gith, we weren't anywhere near there. We should be okay.
So we just need to get him into one of the rooms.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you enter, there's a lot of movement in the district, especially when those sirens start going off. You see any people that are on the street kind of scatter. There aren't a lot of people in the district of Discards out in the streets of Tunarath. There were multiple of the Gith Yankee Skip, but those seem to all be kind of headed towards the location where you guys literally just escaped from. I'm gonna just throw it on here, and it's very exciting now, but just so that we have the characters here. Very exciting, very exciting. Put you in a little box at the bottom of the screen. But yeah, as you guys kind of head in, there are some people taking refuge in there. There, a decent amount of people inside the Shattered Dream. As the sirens kind of go off in the distance, a couple of them are kind of looking around uneasy, like they, maybe want to hide within some of the secretive places inside. Some of them are getting rooms and going down below because they're not really sure what's going on. There's some talk about what's happening. But yeah, if you guys want to go back to the room and get Yin Yang in a room, that is easily done. Easily done.
Yeah. All right. Once we get into the room, Emmy will just cancel invisibility outright. All right, Yin Yang. Who were you in the prison?
You say why?
Yeah, why?
He kind of looks at you and I was shopping around information.
About Barbas?
Perhaps, yes. It seems either the wrong buyer, and I spoke to the wrong buyer, or this information that I have is quite wanted, including those in power, perhaps.
Sensitive information. Well, assuming you still are okay with the deal we made inside the prison, we help you with your curse, and you tell us what we want to know about, or what you know about Barbas, and this sensitive information you have. Right.
Yes, that would be agreeable. You've accomplished the first part of the deal. You've got me out. And now all it will take is breaking my curse.
What can you say about the nature of this curse?
It was the gift who put it on me, and it anchors me here.
To the city?
In a sense.
Okay.
What does in a sense mean?
I could walk out of here, fly on a ship, but I cannot use my magical means to get off of this rock.
Got it.
And it's just not easy. Or
yes, correct.
Desirable.
Will you be leaving after we break your curse and you tell us the information?
Yes, it seems I will. And he kind of looks around. You can still hear the distant sirens and stuff. So.
Okay.
I believe my presence is no longer welcome.
Croft, what's your spell situation?
As far as spells to be able to do this?
Yep. No, just in general. What is do you have any high level slots left?
I do. I do have a few high level slots left, but
okay.
Maybe not the right spells. What are you inquiring?
Well, here's what I'm wondering. So, Yin Yang, we've just met. We're not gonna pretend there's a whole lot of trust there that you would have of us, but we did break you out, so that's got to count for something. And as you have correctly identified, things are a little hot. And so here's what I'm wondering, as far as a slight tweak to our deal, you still getting everything that you want. If you're able to share some of the information now, that is very much going to affect what our next steps are. For example, we have a ship that is docked. How far a walk is it, Michael?
The skiff that you guys took, is probably like hour, 2 hours. But I guess that was you were meandering, so probably like an hour's walk through the district.
Yeah, we have a ship, a skiff that can take us to a vessel that is waiting for us. And the only reason we're not going there right now is the information you may have might force our interests to remain in the city. So, if you're able to share some of your information now, and it turns out we don't have any business here, we can all walk out together, get on that skiff and leave, and we will break your curse once Emmy has had a rest and is able to perform the appropriate spell. If you're not willing to wait, if you're not wanting to risk that, then we just have to wait here overnight, and then that is basically asking if you're willing to risk it. But we'd love to hear some of the information now so we can make the best choice going forward.
He looks at you for a moment. I would be willing to part with a morsel to help our current situation. First, a question. The skiff. Is it Githyanki built?
You asked the question, Michael. Why don't you answer it?
You would know. No, it is not.
No, it is not.
Well, then we have a bit of a problem. There is and he kind of points up to the sky. A force field, if you saw it. Only gift ships can move through. And I suspect they will be keeping that up until they get the situation at the bunker under control.
What could that take?
That is good to know.
And under control might mean the known location of all the escaped prisoners.
Well, obviously, we don't want them to get the location of one, so unless we can think of any other ideas to escape the force field, it looks like we're just going to ride out the night until Emmy can perform her spell, and you're able to teleport out once you've told us everything.
So, how much do you know about this force field? Yin Yang.
They can power it from deep within the city. It is for use cases such as this.
And the only things that can pass through it are these specifically designated skiffs, right?
Or long ships, whatever it may be. It's almost like a K-tag for a toll booth.
Friend or foe tag.
Yes, they will continue to do business. The surface. No ships from here will be able to pass through it. But it more or less anchors all unlawful smugglers that may be trying to move illicit goods or people out of the city here.
Is it just bar physical passage?
As far as I know, yes, it is just a ship. If you were to be able to, let's say, plane shift.
Can you do such a thing?
Well, you see, I could.
So, if we were to uplift your curse, you could get out of here, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's going to stop you from leaving the moment we remove your curse?
The deal we have in place.
And you're just wanting to make sure you're good for this deal, right? She's just kind of staring him into the eye. I want to insight.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. My mouse was freezing. I was rushing to try and the insight check button.
Yeah, you generally think he seems to be telling the truth.
Well, I'll just need a good rest, and I'm going to copy some of these spells into my book. In the morning, whatever that means, we will get this whole business sorted out.
What's our innkeeper's name?
Nivara.
Did we, I know you kind of put words to it. How crowded was it when we came in? Was it still super crowded? Was it kind of...
It was probably about as crowded. Like, it seemed to be, like, filling up a little more just because people were trying to pee not outside. But a lot of people were, like, going to rooms and stuff. So, generally mid-crowded.
Gotcha.
It just had that kind of like tense air of like, oh god, something nasty is happening right now.
Yeah, so if there's nothing else with Yin Yang, Helmness would want to go down and see how crowded it is, because we do want to take some steps to make sure that our room isn't going to get searched during the night before Emmy's had her chance to rest.
Yeah, you could definitely go out there. There's probably 10 or 15 people in the bar room.
Is Marvana there?
Yeah, she's behind the bar.
I will order a drink and just trying to be subtle. Is it always so? Is the city always full of so much excitement at night? First, the gift came in earlier, and now there's all those sirens outside. Feels like it's a lot's happening.
She kind of gives like a look as she gives you the beer and says, "Yes, it's not always quite like this. But this does happen from time to time. I did wonder if your what was it, the dwarven friend would be joining us. I just had a few questions for him. I noticed. Well, he asked about a certain patron of mine, and while I willingly gave him the name of the patron I was trying to maybe not have around quite as much, it's just come to my attention that he seemed to bring those gifts.
So looks can be deceiving, and I will. I don't even know if I have gold on Thomas's character sheet. We're so high level. Like, who cares? Yeah, I don't even have gold on it. I'm just gonna assume I have 10 gold.
At least.
Yeah. I'll just say appearances can be deceiving, and two things may be true at the same time. I can swear to you, Nirvana, keeper of the Shattered Dream, that neither me or my associates have had any communication with the Gith regarding any patrons who have lived here or who've frequented your lovely establishment. And another thing is true. I'm really glad your problem has been solved, and that there were enterprising individuals who were able to, shall we say, see two problems and find a way to make a win-win situation. I don't even know what. Let's say performance.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not going to make you roll deception. I would make a normal non-Fey roll deception there, but I feel like a Fey is like using words very specifically as to not truly be lying. So she kind of like, all right, I want to know nothing. She scoops the gold over the table. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Hopefully just one last question, and I'll be like fingering some more, like spinning a gold piece on the table. Do you think that, like, would the Gith normally come back here if, with all the hubbub going on, or do you think you'll be left alone? What's their standard operating procedure, you might say?
Well, I haven't quite gotten the full story of what's going on. It sounds like there was a disturbance near the military district. It's possible that they would check in the local pubs.
I heard
not
it was
much.
A prison. Yeah, I heard it was a prison break. I don't know if that lines up with what you've heard, but that's the rumor that we heard out on the street.
If that is the case, then yes, it is possible that they will come seeking those who escaped. And if one were to be hiding or housing them within her inn, by her knowledge or not, she would be brought before the Lich Queen. So, if you hear anything, just and she kind of looks around and reaches behind, like underneath the bar, and she, like, you hear like basically like a click, and you see like behind her. So you'd seen the wall that Krakul had gone into, but you see like behind the bar a small like crack kind of open between the wall, like just kind of like just slowly clicks open. Very. There are, and she like leans back onto it, and
super cash.
Yeah, and then just like clicks it shut, and you hear it kind of shut. But no other patrons nearby would pay much mind. There are routes through the district that they are not privy to. If one were to need to move through one of these places, it could be arranged.
That's wonderful to know. May the dreams of the people of the city always be shattered. And I will suffice to say, I think if hopefully the rooms aren't disturbed tonight. I don't know if they would normally do a door-to-door search. I think that would be wonderful. And I will slide her 20 more gold, as casually someone does 20 pieces of gold across. Yeah. But yeah.
And she'll like take it and walk over. She kind of starts like looking through a book and like the check-in book or something, and just pamphlets through it and very loudly like, "Oh, I am so sorry. I have booked you in the wrong room. If you would just fetch your key and here's." She kind of reaches down and grabs a different key with like it has a little door number on it or whatever. This is the key to your room. I apologize. Just
no problem at all.
A mistake.
If that's the worst thing that happens to me today, Nirvana, it's been a great day.
And if it does get cold, I will be sure to bring a few logs for the fireplace.
Wonderful. Sounds fantastic.
And she kind of walks back and starts like feigning. You can just see her. She's not writing anything from your angle. But just
yes, Marshall's had a long day. Which room is Tum supposed to put his people in now?
Yeah, you get. She's trying to move you into a different room.
Okay, so I need to go move Yang Yang to the new room.
Yeah, that's
cool. Like I said, Marshall's tired, so I just.
Yes.
Is the drug deal on or is it off? Cool. Then I will go back up and catch everyone up to speed on what the deal is with Nirvana, and we'll all move to said new room.
All right, gotta pack everything back up.
Life's hard in me. I just had to pay 30 gold. All right.
30 gold, so much for us.
Well, right now my character sheet says 0, so it might as well be.
So he's in debt.
Yeah.
So yeah, write her notes or something. Promissory.
You guys are able to kind of go to this new room, move into this new room, and it is a larger room, with like 4 offshoot rooms. It has kind of like a common room, and in the common room there's kind of a seating area, and then there is a fireplace in the main seating area. But there's just like 4 little offshoots of rooms into this one.
Cool. Well, I definitely think we need to take watches.
Yeah. I can also. Emmy can ritually cast alarm on the room.
Nice. Love that.
So anyone but the people already in this room, which is hopefully all of us right now, anybody but us will trigger it.
Nope.
And trigger it just into her mind. So not auditory.
Love it. So y'all are taking watches. And Emmy's copying some spells.
Yeah, Emmy's copying spells.
All right.
I mean, she could do a watch while copying spells, right?
Yeah, that'd be fine, especially since you have alarm going.
Plop down in the common room.
Emmy, don't we want you to take the last watch so that way you get your rest done as soon as possible?
Yeah, sure. Emmy. Sure thing. I will take the last one.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Wow. You don't even have to use the fireplace. Okay. Yeah, they do not come to the Shattered Dream.
Ooh.
No. That was easy.
Tonight they did not.
Tonight they did not come to the Shattered Dream.
Yeah.
Which, let me tell you, the percentage chance was very high. But the dice are dice, and that's awesome.
Dice.
The dice have spoken.
They have checked out the other places, it seems. Shattered Dream not being one of them. It is quite a large district. It's a lot to check out. That just means the percent chance might be even higher the next one. Or during
Who's
the day.
to say? Who's to say?
But yeah, you guys achieve a long rest.
That's what people want. People are excited.
Spells return, health returns. A nice night of rest. You don't have to hide in the fireplace. It's good. Things are good.
As a backup, Emmy, do you want me to take... Shoot, I know there's a cleric spell that we had talked about. If remove curse doesn't work, greater restoration.
Oh yeah, we could try it.
Have it as a backup.
Have it as a backup, yeah.
Well,
but if we can save some of our
diamonds,
pocket diamonds, however much that is.
Yeah.
Do that.
I actually have those on my character sheet at least, so that one was played for.
You could have given her a diamond. That would have been. She would have accepted that as payment.
Sure, she would have.
Yeah, I think I Michael, I hope this was okay, but I basically gave myself all the jewels I need for spells.
Yeah, I'm
the non-consumable.
Not super worried about your water Davians. I'm honestly not worried about anyone else's characters at this point either. Welcome to level whatever the fuck.
We're too far
14, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I also just want to remind you all that you never met Olo Pimpernel. So I can see him. I can see him right now on my screen. So I'm gonna have to make a character. You'll meet him one day. Still mad. Still mad about it. Or just gotta remind you. You did not find him. Champ did. Champ found him. One of the many escapees. Champ.
Looking over my spells right now. Is there any other spells we thought we might need? Because we're kind of not sure if we still need to be in the city or not until we interrogate.
Correct.
He gives us the information.
We could talk to Yin Yang.
Yeah, so if you have any transportation spells, cool.
Yeah, I'll leave teleportation circle prepared. Just as an absolute backup. Whenever we're all ready, Emmy will get Yin Yang and I hope level 7 doesn't. Is going to cast Remove Curse at level 7 on him.
Level
7.
Wow. That works.
It better. If not, we've got big problems.
Level 7 Remove Curse does break the curse.
I mean, I probably could have taken the gamble and been okay.
No, definitely not.
I mean, I could fix it pretty well, but that's okay.
I think safe was smart.
He doesn't immediately nope out of here, right?
He does not immediately nope out, but he does like outstretch his wings and like you can see he just seems a little happier. Anytime you're not talking directly with him, he is not chatting. Like that's just not a thing that he does.
It's like eerily observing everyone.
Yeah, he just kind of looks around. Doesn't do a lot of idle chatting unless he's directly spoken to. Otherwise, he's just chilling. Maybe rolling some dice bones or something. Some bone dice.
What do the bones see?
Yeah, like his cool little image.
Yeah, he's like tossing some bones down.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
He's reading the bones.
All right, yeah. How do you feel?
Okay. Few things. Probably in the early hours of the morning. Here's how to use this thing. 1, 2, 3.
Michael to say something.
Okay, here we go.
I'm just cooking dinner, so I don't know if I'm.
No, you. I was counting. You receive a message on the stone from Admiral Canterbury.
Ismolo.
Ismolo Canterbury.
Canterbury Ismolo.
Canterbury Ismolo.
Canterbury Ismolo. There it is. That states, I've had to move the Centurion. I'm still within close distance for pickup, but security is high, and I may soon need leave the region. You get that in the early hours of the morning.
For before we finish, before we remove the curse.
Yeah, it would be before you.
Okay.
Like, say you remove the curse, it's probably like within 2 hours. So.
I think Xerxes has the stone.
Yep. So you would get that message from the admiral.
He'd be sure to relay that to everybody.
If you have anything to tell him, you can. If not, obviously, there's not a lot you can do with that. But yeah, I mean, it seems like he's well aware that something's going on. 25 words, clearly. So if that changes your spells for the day, like if you were like, oh, I need to prep sending so that we can talk to him now.
We just did that. Yeah, I was like, well, if I got this earlier, that means I could.
Yeah, the stone would be worn for the day.
So I did just take sending, guys. So if we need to talk to him again, we can.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to tell him, but see if
we're
he can hold
partially
out. But if not, then if he has to leave, then that was always the deal. So that would be
yeah, I mean, could say that like we're partially successful at this point. Like hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully he should be coming back soon. And we'll let him know otherwise if not.
All right. On to Yin Yang.
Yes. Spill the beans, Yin Yang. What do you know?
All right. So yeah, Yin Yang will tell you this little blurb about what he knows of Barbas. Your Barbas had much on his mind when I found him haphazardly buried near the Dragon Caves. It was quite clear that whoever killed him meant him to be found by and made into a snack for one of the great red beasts that the Gith hold so dear.
So you found him before he was eaten?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well, before he was eaten, yes. But he was
dead.
Yes, killed.
Oh, okay. All right. I know what you did then. Understand.
I'm quite used to these clever tricks, ways people like to discard bodies. It's those who have recently disappeared that really hold the most secrets worth finding. And the Dragon Caves are a great place to look.
You got a little treasure trove for yourself down there.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Dragon
You'll
pits,
say
treasure.
it's much better to speak with them before they've been eaten, and
And you only have a limited amount after they're dead.
exactly. Barbas has captained a ship in the Astral Sea for years. But his most recent exploits, those involves a trip to a place I have never heard of. And I've been in the Astral Sea for as long as I can remember. He called it Titan's End. His first trip was to retrieve a package and deliver it to a man in Turnstile. He completed this trip and was apparently paid quite handsomely. More money than he had ever made in his lifetime. His second trip was later, by some time, and he would be taking cargo in the form of sentient creatures from Turnstile to Titan's End. This time his payment was to be arranged for pickup here in Tunarath. But as we all know, he met his demise. Turns out, in a pub, not too dissimilar to this one, the evening before he was to meet for his payment. Some things about these memories are strange. He knew of Titan's End, thought of it with almost a sense of existential dread when regarding it. But he could not remember anything about it other than its name.
But he was there, right?
Exactly. He also does not know who he spoke with, interacted with, or what the place even looked like. I've interviewed many creatures over the years. I prefer speaking with them than I do speaking with the likes of you. And I'm quite good at it. Why does he know how to get to Titan's End, but he cannot remember it?
But I must want him to get there, right?
Want him or someone to get there, yes. I can tell you how to get to Titan's End because he knew how to get there. I don't know what you'll find there, but Yin Yang believes it's worth finding out.
So, are you going to be coming with us, Yin Yang?
How else will you find it if not for a navigator?
I may not speak for everyone here, but I would welcome your addition to our motley crew. Cross the Astral Sea to places unknown even to thee.
What's the vibe when he just all of a sudden offers to take us to Titan's End?
I mean, what are you looking to figure out?
Is he like excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is he?
Yeah.
Like
He's super excited.
stoked.
Yeah.
Like, is there like a little gleam in his eye? Like,
yeah, I mean, he from what you know about these things is like secrets are their way that is their way of life. They sell secrets. They are collectors of secrets. They live for them.
information brokers.
And this secret he thought he could make a life's worth on. And he traded it for saving his life and getting him back his full complement of abilities. And he made good on that exchange just now by telling you what he knows. But yeah, I mean, you can tell he wants to know it's there, and he feels like the fact that it was so shrouded by even a corpse that he talked to, that he needs to know it's there. You can feel it.
We can
How does one get
this.
there? How does one get to Titan's End? Is it by ship? Is it magical means?
It is by ship.
How far into the astral sea must we travel?
Distances are not my strong suit, but I know the route. It could be the equivalent of only a few days.
Right.
But we will need a ship.
We got a ship, but he may not be hanging around for too much longer. So
Now we've got to figure out how to
get
is the Force, like, last night when he was explaining to us the force field was like it's still up.
So you can't really tell. You guys saw it as you were entering. It just kind of like shimmered across the sky, and then it just fades and kind of vanishes.
Okay, that's what I was asking, if it was like a constant light or if it was...
No, you guys just basically, as you were escaping to the Shattered Dream, you saw it kind of essentially turn on, it seems.
Go ask Nivara if she's heard anything about progress on the situation in Tunarath, if things have calmed down. Yeah, Emmy would go out there and ask. Get an update from Nivara.
Let's do 8:15er.
Okay.
And then return after this and jump into that. Yin Yang, Burbalang, Tunarath. That's all.
So assuming teleportation works through this barrier, we could just get up right to the edge, wherever that is.
Well, we also
have the skiff, though. So,
Ismola would have to come up to the edge of the force field.
Yeah, we would have to coordinate with him.
And who knows if he wants to do that.
Oh no, it's an option though.
Yeah.
I mean, and if we can't get us all, I know we can't get us all in the initial scatter. Because there's how many people we got to count for? There's the 5 of us plus
Yin
Yang, so 6.
I mean, Yin Yang could teleport himself to Ismola's ship in that scenario.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he can do that. So I can teleport us 5. onto the ship. If we can get Amolo to bring it up alongside. And if all else fails, if for some reason someone gets stuck behind, I do have Dimension Door. Happy to have you, Will. Even Quasi. Actually specifically says on Scatter it has to be on a ground or floor, so we will actually need his ship there.
Yeah.
Oh, but I also have Sending. So
Do you have Seeming up again?
I do still have Seeming prepared.
That would make stealing a ship way easier.
That could. But that does, that entails other risk of getting. Because they're probably getting more diligent now about checking, especially if they interview everyone at that bunker and know that it was a group of Gith. Granted, we can make ourselves look like other Gith. But the seeming, someone could, if they come up and touch us, they might.
Yeah. I think along the lines of it gets us close. Because that's what we wanted the seeming to do in the first place. Just get us close, and then we fight our way.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's bringing a lot of heat to us. So this other way is more of a sneak out, like, not, get the attention of the whole city.
Yeah. Well, that ship's kind of sailed.
They don't know it's us yet, though.
Ooh, all right.
No idea if Nate and Preston are back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Cool.
Nope.
Cool. We did it.
Oh, Will is Quasi here for a few moments. Nice, love it. Hello, Will. Hello, Quasi Will.
Quasi Will.
Qui-Gon Will. Okay. What do you want to do? So you've made it one night since the escape, since the breakout. You've freed your burbling friend, Yin Yong, from his curse, and he has informed you of what he knows about Barbas and Titan's End.
Amy was going to go talk to Nivara. Ask
Yeah,
if she
anything
had
you want to ask
about
Nivara.
The shield.
So yeah, going to Nivara in the morning, she will. The crowd still kind of remains. She's serving breakfast for those that want it. Just a little taste of not being in the astral sea for those that are kind of stranded here. Though you don't need to eat if you don't want to, because this place is weird. But yeah, she will happily chat with you about what she knows. Asking her, yeah, go ahead about whatever you wish.
What's the scoop on the city? How have things progressed? What you heard, Nivara? Is it safe to go out yet?
It is safe enough, sure, but the city is still under lockdown, I guess, as far as that goes. Your friend was correct. There was a jailbreak.
Oh, so the rumors were true then?
Yes. Actually, the Bone Saw bunker nearest bunker to here. Actually, it is. I'll say I'm quite surprised they haven't come yet. Certain
I mean, your place, it's a little off the beaten path.
It is. It's perhaps they may have leads that led them elsewhere. So that is good.
Well, I was also coming up here because can I just get another one of those bottles of wine, please?
Of course. Which one brings it over?
Scoots 10 gold across the counter. Don't know if that's how much it costs, but if it costs more, she'll say something.
She's happy to scoop that across the counter.
Well, thank you, Naivara. Oh, and thank you for the updated quarters. Much better. I like the little rooms on this. A little more privacy. I'm sure you understand.
Yes, of course.
Hopefully
you don't need to use all of its amenities, but
hopefully not. It didn't get cold last night, which is good.
Great. I do expect. I would expect it to get chilly sometime today. So keep that in mind.
Good to keep in mind. I hope this doesn't give you too much trouble. Nothing you haven't seen before, right?
Correct. If yes, exactly. If the weather does turn for the worse, there will be a notice sent out, and you'll know.
Thank you, and cheers again. And Emmy will head back to the room. All right, boys. Shield is still up. We need to find a way around it. Got a couple ideas. We could play the game we did last night. Get all dressed up, speak a few different tongues, try and charm our way into getting one of the gifts that can get past the barrier. Or we coordinate with Admiral Ismolo, get him to fly up right alongside the edge of the barrier. We get up alongside the inside edge, and I can bamf us all across.
Does the edge, will the edge be visible to Ismolo? Will he know where he pulls alongside, or is he just going to run into a force field?
We will probably have to doubt that out ourselves and call him when... Yeah. So we may be out in space, hanging out for a moment. It's a weak point in the plan.
Yeah.
We don't have a plan.
Can we use this? Oh, we've already used the sending stone too. So that's where
I can give him. I do have sending prepared.
Yeah, but we can't burn that too many times.
No.
Because I was going to ask, it would be useful to know how far away he is.
So, I mean, yeah, we could send him one, tell him, maybe this is what we're trying to do. And if he has anything to add to it, he might know about the barrier, to tell us. Otherwise, we coordinate with another one.
Yin Yang, are there any docks in the city? Any places where we could commandeer a skiff or ship that would also see the force field?
Oh yes. There is a port district. It is on the far side of the military district from here. But it is like a port in most cities. There's ships that come and go. There are many ships likely docked there. Some that will be stranded here, not being able to move through the barrier, and others that could, if you could get passage on them or commandeer them.
Do you know what the docks district is like during one of these shutdowns? Because I'm sure that's one of the first places they would look, right? Because that's where people would be trying to get out.
Yes, and also no. This district will probably be under the most scrutiny. It is easier to hide among those who look like you. Most other districts of the city are full of Gith and mostly Gith. There are, of course, others, such as Burbalang and other astral entities that move through the city, but with the barrier up, the port district will probably be full of those that are stranded, and not many. Let's just say the Gith don't often go against their own kind. So I don't foresee many Gith taking the opportunity to smuggle prisoners outside the city.
So we're stealing a ship, is what you're saying, if we're doing.
Yes, correct. I don't suspect they'll be looking quite as hard at the port district. I don't think they'll be expecting people to be able to move through there.
So if we're going to commandeer one, that's the place to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I would suspect so.
Well, everyone, how are we feeling about our two options? Or suggestions for a third?
Coming to the party late, but has anybody discussed the possible? I don't know the long and short of what this force field is, but has anybody thought of like Obi-Wan Kenobi in this thing and going to turn it off?
That probably, we did discuss it slightly, but that probably involves going deep into Tunarath, which, you know, we got a little taste of what it's like to fight Gith, right? They're tough, not unbeatable, but if we fight, you know, if we're going in there, we're going into the Hornet's Nest.
And then we have to get out.
Yeah.
And is there anybody here, like mercenaries, people that we could, even if it's just to send them somewhere and create a diversion, or is it pretty much us against the world?
It feels like the latter at the moment. I mean, I bet if we put some elbow grease into it, we could find some people willing to do it. But if the city's on lockdown, then
anybody we get to do that, though, we're signing a death warrant. Because they're not gonna be able to come with us.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're gonna be stuck in the city. And we know what the Gith are like. We're gonna hunt them down.
I know this maybe is the least fun option, but like economically, how long can they maintain the barrier up? You know, like before the city gets pissed off, you know, at not being able to move around. Like they'll never find us, right? They have no idea what we look like. They won't be able to find who they're looking for. They'll have to shut it down at some point.
That is very true. This isn't a counter. That only then just presents us with we would have to find a new ship or way out of the city in general, because Ismolo is going to leave.
Yeah, he's probably going to leave in the next day.
So you're not wrong, Nate. If we want to, because Emmy has teleportation circle, so she could bamf us back to Turnstile. and then we just have to find a new ship to take us to Titan's End, or we buy a ship or whatever. There's that option. Or, like you said, we wait for them to drop the shield, and then we find someone who's willing to take us from here. So you're not wrong. It just means finding a new mode of transportation.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll add to that, just from Yin Yang's perspective, is they do know Yin Yang. They had him in their custody. So you do know there's magical ways to find creatures. So that is one possibility of threat that you guys are under.
Forgot about that.
Is they had Yin Yang in like a high security area of the prison that you took him from. So there's that. And then there is also I think that was maybe that was
No, that's all you needed to say. I forgot about the whole they could use Loki's creature right back on us. Because, like, if they had searched the place and had that, we would have been in real trouble.
Yin Yang, why didn't you tell me earlier? Damn it. I had a thing for this. Damn it, Yin Yang.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Yin Yang knows that, but you guys could do that. Yeah.
So yeah, it feels like we need to do something today.
But yeah, you guys are generally, like, for the most part, untouchable unless there were creatures that survived that could ID you, which you're not 100% sure, I guess. If any.
Well, even none of them saw us as non-Gith, so that's not even.
That, I mean, that's what I mean. If some of them had true sight or something.
Oh, sure.
Because there was clearly one Gith that
you're right.
did
I don't remember.
know who you are, but they were killed. But if any of the other escapees had true sight or something that could see you, and they were found, there's possibility there. But you guys are generally, you feel generally safe. It's just having Yin Yang is one thing, but yeah. And I mean, he can plane shift. He can plane shift himself. That's it.
And do we need him anymore? Do we have what we
Yes,
have?
we do. We need him to take us to Titan's End. Titan's End. It was right before you got on, Will. He gave us the whole spiel about the information we wanted. Titan's End is where Al, Sarah, and Anna were taken, and he knows how to get there, but he had never heard of it before. No one had ever heard of it before. Barbas had his memory wiped to keep him from, like, telling specific information about it, so we clearly need him.
And he wants to join us too.
Yeah.
Oh, and as far as oh, never mind. We're good.
So, teleportation circle, steel ship, and you said Yin Yang has plane shift. He doesn't have teleport.
Correct. He can plane shift.
So, Croft, your idea of using scatter and then Yin Yang plane shifting wouldn't work because it would take him not to his ship.
I can scatter him to it, and then I can dimension door across.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 options. Teleportation circle. Option B, we go and steal a ship and just drive ourselves to his Molo. Option 3, we use the skiff we already have and ask his Molo to come up to the edge of the force field once we find it. And Emmy scatters us and dimension doors us through the force field. And
I don't know what scatter is, but that sounds so cool.
It's a 6th level spell. It's a fun spell.
Yeah, 6th level.
Any
Never heard of it, and I love it.
Kale, any thoughts on the matter? You've been awfully quiet in the corner over there.
Oh no, you seem to be the more mischievous one for breaking and entering, so figured I would let you take the lead on this one, and I'll just make sure you don't blow yourself up.
Always appreciated. Well, I don't feel like I don't really know about all the things you can do yet, Kill, so I wasn't sure if you had anything for these sorts of moments.
I feel like we have similar spell repertoires between the three of us, so I feel like if anything one of us can do, someone else has a similar...
We just might excel at one or the other over the others.
I think so. Mm-hmm. I might be more of a mixed bag, I suppose.
Definitely got the healing down. Well,
Xerxes, any takes?
I mean, magic theory crafting is just not my thing. I have no idea, guys. I really don't.
Xerxes magic is bullets.
Yeah, correct.
You got the magic shield piercing bullets.
Just trying to pass the ball around, make sure everyone.
No, his thought is only, if it's not you guys figuring it out with magic, then it's stealing a ship, and then the only real concern there is what's their ability to chase us, what's coming after us, and can we outrun it?
Yeah.
We
can
can
probably
just
work with a little sabotage.
There you go. Now we're talking.
We could blow up some other boats.
Got some riggings, Xerxes, you could throw down onto some other boats that might give us chase if we try to steal a skiff?
I think all that would take time to build. Time we probably don't have.
I mean, we can always do the Boyne option. Tell us Molo, he can leave, and we just teleport back to Turnstile and find a new ship.
It solves the short-term problem.
Hey, Yin Yang.
Y'all did steal those books from the library. It was kind of bullshit. So I don't know if we're gonna have problems back in Turnstile, but
Oh yeah, we did do that.
yeah. Let's not forget. The library cop will be after us.
So still trying to decode all those.
Feeling close.
Feeling close. All right. Okay. So
if we don't steal the ship, what was the other option?
There's two options.
Teleport back to Turnstile.
That's not exciting.
Or the skiff we came in on, we would ride it and find the edge of the force field and ask Ismolo to come to the other edge, and then Emmy would magic us through the force field onto his ship. Because Emmy can teleport us 10 feet. That's all she can do.
120 feet.
So much for specializing in something.
That's ultra specialized.
Either way, not far.
120 feet.
Not far.
Emmy,
120.
When you
Emmy, I
consider
think
the
there's a
size of the astral sea, kind of doesn't quite measure up.
Yeah, time also feet doesn't exist in the astral sea. It's all the same.
Sorry, meters.
Yeah. Yeah, this is.
I think there's a dance named after that you slide like 10 feet. You slide to the left, you slide to the left. There's some crisscrossing. What was that song called again?
I don't know. I'm not from that plane. Wow.
So yeah, boring option.
I'm pro boat stealing.
Okay.
We got
That's
a boat.
just because why make it easy on ourselves? We're level 14. What's the worst that can happen?
I will say he's not wrong. That is the most fun option. The safest option is to just go back to Turnstile and not worry about it. the force field option is I'm not doubting anybody's abilities here, but that seems like a good way of ending up in the middle of space on accident.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen Interstellar. I know it turns out. I think I have no idea. I've never seen
Is
that
there a
movie.
black hole to fall into nearby?
I don't know. Something happens in that movie that doesn't end horribly wrong, I guess.
Fall into some fifth dimensional tesseract.
I've seen Contact.
There you go. All right, we've got 2 fun options. Will, any thoughts? Or 2 fun votes. Will, any thoughts?
Rurik would have just as much confidence in Emmy's magic as he would in finding another boat in Turnstile. So he is fine with either of those options. The stealing a boat, he has more confidence in Emmy being able to get him across a force field than he does about stealing a boat.
Well, you would know her better than we do.
That's true. My only counterpoint is in either boat option, we're going to be pursued.
Yeah, we're going to be exposed to some degree.
Well, that's why I'm basically saying, if y'all want to have fun, let's go have fun. I'm content to just be boring and do teleportation circle. I agree. The boat is way more fun. So if you want it, let's call the ball and let's have some fun and roll some dice. Or we can have fun in Turnstile doing something else.
Good with the boat. WWCR. What would Critical Role do?
All right.
Which boat option now? Okay, so we eliminated the teleport.
Okay.
Now, which of the 2 boat options? The more upfront one or the less upfront one that relies on magic, untested magic?
Let's steal a boat. If we're using a boat, I think we need to steal
we're stealing.
a boat.
Yeah.
Because getting Ismolo to come to the right spot, us finding out the force field without ramifications, we want to be able to get into a boat and go. So if we are not going to teleportation circle, we should steal a boat and get out of here.
That's going to require seeming.
Yep. Check.
And tongues on at least one of us.
Check. I can do that.
Okay. And hope no one has true seeing.
Also true.
All right, gang. Go steal us a fucking boat.
Put your hands into the middle.
We should probably let Ismolo know. He needs to come pick us up, and things are going to be hot.
Yep.
To cover our exit.
Going to be we did not take the easier option.
Well, just because we haven't yet doesn't mean we can't still. We can always duck into an alleyway and hold the line for 60 seconds.
All right. Okay. So, let us check out with Naivara.
Love that.
And as we're exiting, or after we exit, and hopefully with no prying eyes immediately around, we'll cast Seeming on us. Disguising us as different looking Gith now than the other night.
And that covers the group of you too, right? Verbaline.
I think how many creatures does it take?
Any number of creatures that you can see within range.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah, so Naivara is
very happy to see us go.
Pleased to see you leave, and wishes you the best of luck in whatever it is you're heading out to do. She's rooting for you from
The sideline.
From her place of the Shattered Dream. Yeah. She hopes that she has helped as much as she could.
You have been of the greatest of help, Naivara. We would have been lost in the city without you.
If for some God's forsaken reason you find yourself back here, I do hope you'll join me again.
Oh, well,
But I also hope you never find yourselves back here, unless it is, of course, where you need to be. Some need to find themselves here from time to time.
only the fates will tell. And for whatever reason you want to get out of here, I hope that happens.
I am happy to spend my time helping those who are stuck.
You certainly helped us. And Emmy will toss her another small bag of coins she didn't even bother counting out.
unnamed bag of coins.
Unnamed bag of coins with, obviously not gift minting. So spend those wisely.
It will go towards the right purpose, I assure you.
Luck, we are
Drugs, mostly just drugs.
I mean, what else is it to do?
Well, it will go to her purpose of helping those who don't belong, which that's what she do. All right, so you're steaming it up, and you turn into some gith.
Yes, different looking gith than the night we broke into the prison.
I will be.
You turn into Githzerai? Wow, that's bold. That's a bold choice. All right, Githzerai it is.
I will be in the regalia of a captain this time.
Ooh. Cool. You guys have up and close looked at some very high-ranking people.
Yep.
Yeah, what was the highest rank we saw, Captain?
You saw
in the prison, right?
Yeah, there's a couple dead mother effers that you guys saw. You saw a commander in the prison. I think you killed the commander. There was also, don't know if you ever encountered this one, but he encountered Big Blue. What was he?
I mean, he
He's
definitely would not have seen him then, so she wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know about him. I think he was Kid Thrak.
Do you want to...
He was the highest ranking guy there.
Commander feels like a pretty high rank, right?
Do you want to handle the talking then? To get
yeah, since I've got tongues going.
Alright, I'll save my tongues cast then.
Yeah, there's commander, and then there's the rank that you guys had. I think Emmy was
captain,
ranked up as captain before. So there's commander is the only other one that you've encountered.
Commander feels right. I'm taking my squad out to find the missing prisoners.
You can bring that sword out again, Rurik.
Yep.
Great. All right, and what's the plan?
We are headed to the port district.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we are either going to commandeer a skiff on our own, and we won't be molested in any way because we're Gith soldiers and we totally belong.
Yep. Sounds right.
Yep. Or we will convince people that we belong and will let us on one. Or if we can find, a set of someone of actual importance off on our own. Hang on, I'm going to ask the meta question right now about Gius.
Yeah.
how does that work? Do I have to like be talking to them? It's a minute casting time. Is it like, oh, we see the harbor master or whatever? Could I cast it on him from a distance? And then, he has to do what he's supposed to do? What are the logistics of that?
Good cue. My thoughts on the minute casting time is, it's basically like giving you that much time to give it a directive, I think.
Okay.
More than anything. So it's like, I think you're casting it while you're talking to the person.
Gotcha.
And it's only verbal components, so they don't know you're even casting a spell.
Okay, gotcha.
It's just
so
like,
I'm just telling him
what you're saying, is more than kind of how I see that. So yeah, as far as that goes, you just tell me you're casting that, and then you're giving them a directive, and then they'll make a saving throw.
Okay, cool.
It's like a cool spell.
Mm-hmm. So let's go find ourselves a skiff.
Strahd cast that on Torque at some point. So.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yep. Yep. I think in an email he cast on Torgon. For weird days.
You think?
Okay. So you guys march. As you approach the military district, there's still some hubbub going on. You can kind of see, but the military district is the same general look of this district as far as like the jumble of architecture, but there aren't the massive piles of garbage, of just random shit. As you guys leave this place for good, I'll let you know that there was an opportunity to dig through piles of garbage and find things, but that was never taken advantage of. It was very, very low chance that you'd find anything useful, but the more you know.
Wish I knew.
Okay, so the streets are busier here, but there are a lot of just people marching, and you guys approach, and it's this big open gate, but gated area with a lot of like gith around. But as you approach, they just kind of like look at you, your crew marching by, and they don't do anything. You just walk right in, and they basically give you the nod, like you were surveying the area. It's not out of the ordinary, especially during this time. Yin Yang gives signals or something to you the whole time of like where you're headed. As he's maneuvered through these streets before, he lives on Tunarath. He knows its streets, so he's willing to kind of like guide the way without walking out in front. And that's easy enough to do. It does take a matter of hours to move through the military district, especially at a slow pace. If you're running or trying to take shortcuts, you're not going to look like.
It's the right move. Real quick before you keep going, Michael.
Yeah.
I think Croft said already, but did we already use ascending to say, hey, is Molo, get ready to come get us, or was that have we not officially?
You have not yet. Yeah. Let me know. Yeah,
okay.
If you want to send
then let's
something.
at a certain.
We can retroactively do it.
Well, and if we, I'm sure Yin Yang would have told us like, hey, this is going to take a hot minute to get to the port district. So like. Yeah. Basically, we want to make sure our ride is actually going to be there if this is the path we're pursuing.
Sure. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, you would be aware that it would take a couple hours to move through here.
What how? Okay, so take a couple hours. So.
Are you typing, Prof?
A message.
Cool.
I'm so glad seeming is getting used. I remember prepping that as true, just hoping that it would be useful.
It's a cool spell.
It's one of those spells.
It is. And like being so high level, it's like is you gonna get a chance to use it at that level?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody at work is playing. A couple people at work play D&D. And one of them was like asking me all these questions because they kind of just started and they don't really like understand. They're like basically saying like we never used this spell or that spell or whatever. And I was like, oh, my group just used it last week, and they're like, I guess we just only do combat. And that's like all we ever do is combat. And I was like, I mean, we do combat a lot, but there's still like room for like role play spells. And then another guy at work is about to start running Strahd, and I was like,
Ooh, nice.
Have a good time.
Yep.
I don't think he knows what he's in for, but
it's part of the fun, isn't it?
Let's make it hell. Make it hell. That's Strahd.
You should just talk to them about running a 14th level campaign.
Oh yeah. Every time anyone asks me about, because these people are both younger, and just like kind of newish to D&D. I'm like, yeah, I'm running. These guys are 14 level. Like this thing was. The impetus of this campaign was that we could play high level eventually, and I'm like, and it is absolute bullshit what Wizards have done to this game at high level. I told them, I was like, there's no balance to this game. Like I don't balance things anymore. It's just throw stuff at the wall and they have to figure it out. I was like, that's partially the fun.
Yeah, super fun.
It's the way to do it, Michael.
It's insane.
Don't think about whether or not your players can actually solve the problems. That's their problem.
Yeah, that's their problem. You guys solve them. That's the game. I was like, it's just insane. It's crazy, but it's great. Okay, Emmy here. Great. Okay, what can he say to that? He knows how these stones work, or he knows how the spell works at least. So he's not gonna be a doofus. He's gonna think about it. He's not gonna say, "Oh my." He's a badass. He will respond. I can make one good faith approach. If I don't turn away when warned, they will beyond me in moments. Give me the word and I will come.
Cool.
That feels like it was about to be.
Yeah.
Alright. So, gotta do another
Alright.
sending
Yep.
when we're leaving.
Keep that third level locked.
Or a third plus.
Yeah, anything else? Any sending? Okay.
Yeah. Burn spells early.
Who wants to give me the D100?
Coach.
All right. 2 hours, and you are through the military district. There are multiple moments when a skiff flies over or a group approaches, and you see like a group. Sometimes like groups are interacting, talking to each other, and there's even one time where it is incredibly close, where this guy like it seems to be like walking right up to you guys, but then someone calls his name and he turns to the right. 55 over 50. You guys are good. Don't interact with any GIF along the way. Along the way.
Well, I'm sure they hate that faux pas.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they like that. I don't think they like that at all. They would not be happy if I said that. Yellow Nazis.
Yellow.
Basically.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, basically.
It's not.
So yeah, you guys basically get through unscathed the military district. There's a lot going on, but it's also like they're not looking for the culprits in the military district. It's just a lot of moving parts going on there, and you are just one of the many moving parts. So you don't interact with anything, any people that you don't want to, and are easily moved through. To which you arrive at the edge of the port district, and it's basically like one side of the district is this kind of like untidy collection of these, again, mismatched architecture style buildings, these like big warehouses, but they all just like don't match, don't belong. And the kind of opposite side is like a row of these stone piers, and they each just peer out, these like stone piers that peer out over the void of astral space. It's like the dead corpse of a god or titan or whatever that this whole city is built upon. These piers just jut out over the void, and like looking down, it is just the sky above you is just below you. It's just stars and these crimson clouds and these like silvery strands of astral sea. And on this edge is where there are dozens of astral ships, all kind of just like moored, ranging from skiffs to big galleys. There's all manner of ship here. A lot of them are very clearly Githyanki build, and there are a number of them that you identify as non-Githyanki. There's no nautiloids or anything like that here. There's no Gith Centurions, but there are some just like general-looking sailing vessels, as well as just just random astral ships. The port district is humming. There are people everywhere. There are all manner of people. They're mostly Gith here, but in comparison to the military district, there are a lot more non-Gith also here. This is like a port that's shut down. So like all the people are just milling about. A lot of them complaining about not being able to leave, and like we have nothing to do with whatever the fuck's going on. Like rumor mill going crazy. It's just like you can feel the complaint going on. So like to Nate's point earlier, like how long could this possibly go on? Like all these people are stranded here, but at the same time, the Gith have an iron fist of horribleness, so it could go on for excruciating. Who's to say?
How far can we see out into the nothingness of space?
Infinitely, as far as your eyes can carry you.
Do we see like any boats doing patrol or any like Gith commanded
There
boats?
are, yeah. There are Gith boats as you scan the horizon. Give me a perception check as you like perceive the region. Tum. Solid work. I love that. Yeah, I mean, you see a number of Githyanki small skiffs and a few larger vessels that are just floating out in space that look like military vessels. But that's what you see. Nothing specific. Bill it for a critical fail. A solid 9, I'd say.
Yeah. Is there like just an empty row of skiffs somewhere?
I wouldn't say empty, but there is rows of them.
Are they like patrolled by Gith soldiers or what?
Yeah, I mean the whole docks, as far as the region that you're currently in, if you want to walk them for a little while, that's fine. You can certainly find some that are less like a region that has less populace in it, but everywhere seems to there's generally people. You don't necessarily think the ships are being specifically patrolled, but there's just a lot of people everywhere.
Are there any gifts that we see that don't have anybody in them right now? Like nobody.
Yeah, I mean, as you're walking by, I think you probably can tag a few that like there are some that don't seem to have people on them, but on the piers there are people. You don't see any piers that are completely vacant. There are a couple that have less people, and even some of those maybe have less, like have more empty ships. Some of them, you don't see anyone on the ship, but maybe they're below decks. You're not sure. On the bigger vessels, so it's hard to tell without really like getting up in there. If you guys want to make some investigation checks and stuff like that to find like specific things, or certain if you're looking for like really specific things that meet very specific needs.
What looks the fastest?
I mean, you just want a Gith.
There's some fast looking boats out there for sure.
I think Gith military skiff is kind of the vibe we're after.
Okay, so like one of the ones that you've seen, like short range, long range, because there are those too. So there's the difference of like the short range ones stay kind of within the
force field, probably.
Yeah, and then there's long range ones that are literally meant to travel the astral sea that aren't huge. Like there's galleys, and then there's like skiffs that do travel the seas.
These long skiffs, could they be stored on Ismolo's ship? Think
the shorter ones, yeah, like the short range ones probably could. The longer range ones probably not.
I mean, he could just blow it out of the sky.
Yeah, we could abandon it.
Yeah, a little bigger than that. Like the size of boat that you guys took here, like landed here, is basically the size of the short range
Gotcha.
ship. The longer range ones are a little bigger, a little more built to like handle the longer range. Just depends what you guys are looking for. Like the longer range ones have more options if things go awry, I would say.
Right.
And shorter range, if you're on the short range one, you're not going outside the atmosphere safely, like quote unquote atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It can get us to where Molo could pick us up, we think, but that's it.
Yeah, but that's it. You wouldn't be safe otherwise.
Yeah.
The longer range ones, you could technically go all the way back to turnstile on. It's just not the fastest thing you've ever been on. And then there are big boats. There are galleys, and there are very long range boats that are like equal to Ismola's, but just maybe not as much fire.
It feels like right now nobody would be on a long range, because why would you? You can't. You can't use it. It would kind of stick out.
Yeah,
unless that's somebody's just like only boat, that's their flagship or something like that. But
I think short. If we're trying to blend in, I think short range is the way to go.
Yep.
Okay, so we want a short range military skiff. And
skiff.
We will scope it out for a minute to find some options. Said there's people talking around all of them.
Hopefully find one with no one on board.
Yep.
All right. Give me a. We'll do investigation, and you can have advantage because you have help with everyone. Looking
not
for
high.
Investigation with some guidance. Ooh. 18.
Yes. So on the sixth pier out, there's like you guys have probably walked it once, and now we're walking back, and you see a kind of large group of Githyanki, of basically like similar build as your group, marching off the pier kind of ahead of you, and like looking down, Emmy, you see one of many of these skiffs that like you've kind of seen fly over a number of times, and it's just kind of like chilling there, and you don't see any people on board, and you can kind of assume that group was the one that was on the ship, and that they're either moving off for some reason or another ahead of you.
Signal for the group to let's try this one.
Yep.
Suxies, you and I try and figure out how to start this thing. Pilot it.
So yeah, you guys walk, kind of immediately turn face and start walking down that alleyway. You pass a few of the larger galleys, and then on the opposite side is this skiff, just kind of like parked there. There are a few, like, for lack of a better word, like wires kind of like tethered over to it, and it is just like sitting there, and it's just like humming as this like wires like are connected to it, and there's nobody on it. It can probably hold 12 people.
We've got 6, so that's plenty.
Yep.
Yeah, and as you guys approach, like looking around, like there are people around, but they're not really paying you mind as you guys approach.
I'll let everyone, being the one with the highest rank in our group, I'm gonna let them all board, and I'm just gonna kind of stand there looking official and supervising, if you will, until it's ready to set sail.
Love it. So everybody starts filing in, and Tumnus is there, just kind of like perusing the scene, like nodding.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys do when you get on board?
Xerxes, are you there?
Yes, what's going on?
Here. You know about tech things. Come on, let's figure out how to start this thing up.
Okay, Xerxes, roll. Well, I mean, it's gotta be a tinker check, I guess.
I'll give him a guidance too.
Okay.
Tinker check is my favorite check.
It's gotta be a tinker check.
+2.
A little guidey. Oh my word. Alright, so Xerxes immediately sits down at the main panel and hits it a few times, and it flops open in front of him. He just immediately gets his hands in there. Starts, for lack of a better word, hot wiring this thing.
Excellent.
All right, let's just let's hope it has the thing that allows us to pass through.
It is a GIF. It is a GIF thing. So you hope. As he's messing with it, with a 29, Emmy, another panel just as he's just kind of just opens next to you. 29. Solid work. It's been a while since we had a tinker check. Roll 2d20 and a d4. Emmy,
okay. 2d20s and a d4.
2d20s and a d4.
I don't know why, but I'm scared for some reason.
I don't like those numbers.
Okay. As this panel opens, you realize it's basically the glove compartment. And it was just unlocked by the lack of current moving through as Xerxes was messing around. It has 300, a small case of 300 gold pieces. It has 14 platinum pieces, and it has 2 potions of heroism.
Okay, great.
Loaded on inside this thing. And after only a couple moments, basically this thing fires up and is ready to be driven.
Okay. I not talking, because that would kind of be a tell. Point at Rurik and Kale to undo the wiring. That's kind of our mooring lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yup. We be free.
And then I will.
If you would both make a dexterity check, sleight of hand, dex, your choice.
The fuck?
I have a bad feeling.
Me too.
I think I know what these are. And there's probably a special procedure for them.
I'm sure there is too, but what? We can investigate it first, I guess. Whew.
Bitch!
Wow. Incredible.
Is that advantage, Rook?
Yeah, you got advantage, Rook?
Well,
we'll never know.
Yes.
Yes.
I said decisively and confidently. Yes.
For whatever reason.
I'm going to say the crit
Because Kale did it so well.
He passed it already. Kale did it so well that it doesn't matter what if Rourke got a 15 or a 3. I'll tell you both for the 15. So really, that part doesn't really matter. But the crit is gonna extinguish the failure. And as Rourke is kind of reaching and doing it the wrong way, like Kale already having his complete is like, whoa, 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 whoa. You missed that part. He flips it over. And able to avoid
The alarm.
A little bit of turbulence at current moment, at least.
I think that's how they charge the ships.
And you guys are ready to roll. You guys are released, and seemingly don't have any unwanted eyes on you.
All right.
Kind of give it the last look. I will step on and point to Xerxes, who's piloting, or I don't know who's piloting, and just point that way. And commanding officer that I obviously am.
Over there.
Take us away, Xerxes.
All right.
And then I'm guessing that this time is when we want to send Ismolo another sending.
Now would be a good time.
This is a dumb question. Yep. Is there landmarks or anything that we can? It's not like actual sea. We're like, meet us at the pointy rock or whatever.
There are no landmarks. There are no kind of asteroids or anything close. There are ships out in the void currently. There's a few large galleys and a few smaller skiffs that's kind of moving across the seas here. Those are probably
waiting to get in.
They're actually all no. You can tell by the looks of them that they are Githyanki vessels.
Military, yeah.
So there are a couple military vessels, short range, so they're inside. And then the skiffs are also moving around inside. All the ships you're currently seeing are Githyanki.
Okay. Is there a direction or region that have no ships?
You can head. You can continue moving, but the skies are generally there are
ships
a lot of ships.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not packed, but there are boats everywhere. So
yep.
You'll be generally close to one. Wherever you're headed.
Okay. Well, let's just give him.
Yeah, what were you about to say?
Just let's give him the general direction of I don't know how directions work in 3D space. Due south, meaning literally, below the city, if you will. Just something easy for him to.
Yeah, there are areas of the city that you can give him. There are landmarks within the city that you could give him over things like that if you want. That'd be easy enough.
Then maybe
there's a giant skull floating by chains that go into the eye sockets.
How about the area that we came in on? Let's do that. The area we came in on, we'll do that for starters.
Okay.
That's easy.
Where he dropped us off.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there's the beautiful tuner.
Creepy city.
I just see this scary city. Maybe you should do it right by the
head.
The floating castle. Anchored by the chains. I'm sure that'd be a good place.
Telling them we're leaving and that we're heading to the initial drop-off point.
He will basically just reply to the affirmative, and we'll meet you there shortly, and remind you that he cannot enter. All right. Okay, so you guys start flying. Xerxes, it's not like overly difficult to fly. Fairly standard. It's like riding a carriage. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy for a gearhead like yourself to maneuver this thing. And as you're kind of flying over the military district towards the district of discards, you kind of get a read on where you're at and where you're headed. You do receive a message, Xerxes.
Panic. Big panic.
Through the ship?
I'm assuming I do not understand what the message is.
You do not understand the message that comes through in your brain.
Oh, it's in his brain. That's the problem. Shoot.
Xerxes. Yeah. It is in a tongue that you've heard recently that you would probably identify as Githyanki. And if Githyanki has like a at the end, like a question mark, you suspect they asked you something. But it's just like kind of a harsh alien voice in your brain.
Tumnus, I think we've got a problem.
What's going on?
I just heard a Gith talk in my brain. At least I think. I don't really know.
I will quickly walk over and cast tongues on Xerxes and say, sorry, can you repeat that? There was some interference with your last message.
Xerxes, you have tongues cast upon you. Just dope. And you basically hear the back half of like a recharged or recast message that comes through, and it seems to be having to do with literally the physical, either the person in the physical seat or something. It's coming through to the quote-unquote driver, pilot. And you hear, what is essentially, what are you doing? Please return to the marked coordinates on your readout. You are in illegal airspace. Please return to the marked coordinates on your readout.
Love this for us.
You are in violation of code 63271.
It's too bad it wasn't the radio, because we could have shot it just like in,
Han
Star
Solo.
Wars.
I was thinking technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Do I have any reference for the coordinates or what they might mean?
Yeah, so make a I guess perception check.
I always struggle to find the skills for some reason.
That is solid. So yeah, you hear this back half of whatever just came through, and you like scan all the things in front of you, and there are like blinking lights and just weird bullshit. And there's one area of the dash basically in front of you, where you can see like a light that's like flickering, and you can basically make out like, oh, those are okay. There's a grid there. There's an area of the city that this skiff is probably meant to be, and we are 4 quote unquote clicks away from it. Like we're not close. We're moving in the opposed direction. So someone is aware of that and communicating to the driver, basically asking you to about face to turn around, go a different direction towards wherever this is.
Do I know what they would call this person? Like, have they identified themselves? Like, is this command or some such thing?
You did not hear that part of the message. If that was included, you're not sure who was talking to you or what. You do just, all you know is that you are in basically like you are moving opposite to where you're quote unquote supposed to be.
Trying to kind of.
You also know you don't speak, right? You don't tongues. Does tongues allow him to speak this language?
Yep.
Okay,
yes, it
great.
does. Yep. That's why I cast it on.
Love it.
So, kind of thinking about just his brief interaction with Gith. He will say, "There seems to be a problem with the ship. My goddamn engineer doesn't know his ass from his mouth. I'll tell you what. Unfortunately, I hit him a little bit too hard, and he's still trying to get up off the floor to fix the damn steering in this thing."
Roll a deception check.
This is why we stole the boat. Right there. That line.
Yep. Worth it.
Love it.
Worth
it. Totally worth it.
There's no response.
Great.
He just looks back at you all like, "I think it worked."
We're good.
All right. Looking out past where we came from, is there any movement
This Molo
coming
ship?
from the ports?
Roll perception, I mean.
Okie dokie. Gotta see myself. 19.
All right. I mean, yeah, you look back towards the area that you previously were, and you guys have made a little bit of distance from there, and it does not appear to you that anything out of the ordinary is happening. Everything looks on the level. back from the port district, as far as you can tell. Like nothing. There isn't immediately like fireworks in the air or anything.
There's not like a bunch of skiffs leaving the ports coming after us.
I'm looking the other way. Is there, a ship being captained by, space hippopotamus slowly appearing?
Are you trying
in the
to
direction?
Are you trying to convince us that there's something in that direction?
Yeah, you hit persuasion.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, right, Michael? Right.
Are you convincing me? +8's pretty good.
No, it worked out literally the exact same way. The dice don't lie.
It's true. Yeah, so actually, 15, you can see like a ship that is approaching from outside what you presume is this barrier, because there's just a lot of ships on the inside of it. There is a galley, a large kind of like military galley, a few hundred feet away from you, in basically the same like triangle of region that you're headed towards. But yeah, you see the Centurion slowly. It seems slow to you, probably, especially in this moment. Approaching.
Cool. Metal to the metal, Xerxes.
Yeah. So in a matter of few minutes, you're approaching this kind of collision course where he starts kind of like turning the ship and lifting as you guys are approaching. I'm not sure exactly how close you need to get to do or what it is that you're planning to do. Are you planning to head through? Are you planning to go?
Can we tell where the edge is as we get closer?
No, I mean, you can see that he is kind of pulling up as you're approaching, as if he's worried about impacting something. Maybe he knows where it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You can't see it.
Or maybe he got the good faith warning already, or the warning
to he may also have been told that he needs to turn.
Can you tell? Can we guesstimate how close we are?
A few hundred feet.
I'm gonna shoot a firebolt in a direction towards him.
Okay.
See if it hits the wall.
The firebolt just goes into the distance. Does not hit anything.
Yeah.
Does not hit anything.
And I don't know if it just fizzles out after it.
Has a range of 120 feet too.
Yeah, so. It just fizzles out. But it doesn't impact anything.
I mean, if we can get to within 120 feet, I say we just use the magic and get on out. That way they're not questioning, that military galley isn't questioning why it just stopped next to an unknown ship.
Okay, yeah. We can try the scanner. Once we get close enough. We need to get within 120 feet of the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Few more moments pass. You can get within 120 feet of the ship. The galley is 500 feet.
And has it turned towards us at all, or?
The galley
is on the same.
Just sitting there. It's on the same. It's just floating in space.
Okay.
Basically, it hasn't same trajectory as you.
Doesn't seem like it has reacted at all, right?
No.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Well, if everyone is ready, Emmy will teleport everyone but herself over with Scatter.
So cool.
Hoping that this goes through.
Yeah, the 5 of you that are scattered to the winds appear on the Centurion. On the deck of the Centurion.
Then Emmy will dimension door over.
and just as easily, you are able to walk through the door and appear again on the deck of the ship.
Drop seeming Emmy. I'll literally say out loud because we appear.
Yeah,
True. Yes. Bam, gone.
Is Molo, get us the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and as immediately as you guys kind of just appear on there, and Emmy walks through the door, that ship just immediately speeds up and just starts flying off. And you can see your ship just kind of just floating.
His Molo's ship starts flying off, you mean, not the guy?
Yeah, his ship is rocketing. Like
nice.
It's basically like he turns it and
cool
and goes as quickly as he possibly can in the opposite direction. And yeah, you can just see your ship just floating there. And yeah, he will come and greet you, and I assume your task went well.
Yeah, we're finished with Tunerath at least for now. Hopefully, we don't ever have to go back. There is. Well, we might have something else to ask of you if you're interested. What we did get out of there did point us to another location in the Astral Sea we need to go to. Our friends we were looking for were not in Tunerath, but we have learned where they are now.
I see. It seems you did make at least one friend while you were there.
Yes, this is Ying Yang, a Burbalank, if you're unfamiliar.
Welcome aboard, Ying Yang.
So...
Does Ying Yang not say hello back, Michael?
He just kind of looks at him. Flips him off. And Ismolo shoots him with the gun that Xerxes made for him.
Well, that was a complete waste of time. Would you be willing to take us to another location, Ismolo?
I can do this, yes.
And I think once we get here, guys, should we let him free to go after that?
Oh, yeah. You're not going to want to stick around.
Okay. Yeah. So know that wherever this place is that we are going, you do not have to stick around once you drop us off. And
he like exhales, a big hippopotamus exhale. It seems the least I can do. Is it far where you are asking me to go?
Our new friend here is the one that knows this location. He's not the greatest on time estimates, so for a few days, maybe longer. If you want some extra compensation, you can certainly arrange something.
Yes, perhaps me and this Ying Yang can have a bit of a chat about where we're headed so I can get our heading correct. Ying Yang will kind of like give him a bit. It won't. Ying Yang doesn't want to put all the cards out on the table where you're headed. But basically, he'll give Ismolo what he needs to get going. And you guys all have a little bit of time before Ismola will eventually come back to you with a choice. The Astral Sea is vast, and there are many ways to go about maneuvering its horrendous nightmares that exist out there. You've evaded an astral dreadnought, which is probably the worst thing that exists in the Astral Sea that's alive. But when given the direction, the heading, and figuring out where he needs to go, Ismola has basically found two general paths that he can take. He's willing to do this. Or you have potentially made him quite a lot of money with the head of the Illithid. Your options seem to be as follows. There is traversing a region known for very strong psychic winds. These winds that literally just like rip through ships, that can have very devastating effects on mortals that move through them. Or mechanical terms, it is like likely a skill challenge followed by pass or failure. Failure meaning trying to beat a DC where the effects could mess you up mentally.
Love this. It's so great.
Mm-hmm. And then the other option is maneuvering through the dream field.
Okay.
The dream fields are an area where you basically risk colliding with dreams. Someone else's dreams. It is a region where the dreams of basically all the people that exist outside the Astral Sea, where their dreams occur. And dealing with
these regions.
One of these hitting one if you happen to hit.
One of these regions has way better branding, I can tell you that.
So you got the psychic wind area or the dream fields. The field of dreams.
Okay. Well, psychic wind area. No upside. I didn't hear any.
It's like, is it at least a little shorter?
Yeah, like
or is it the long way too?
It depends on the
stuff we run into.
Depends on how you move it in.
I vote dream.
So what? Yeah, once again, psychic wind side. I've yet to hear an upside. Dream side. Their PR firm sold me. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't think there's any way I can protect against the screams.
Does the hippo, does he give us is he deathly afraid of one? Like, ooh, you don't go through the mines of Moria. Like that kind of
No. He's not specifically traveled through either, but he knows people who has. These are like areas on the outside of the farthest points of the Astral Sea. Yeah, I mean the psychic winds. He knows that they can mentally fuck you up if you mess up out there, or if you get a stray wind and can't overcome. And the dream fields, you're plausibly colliding with people's dreams and dealing with that. But both options, you have the ability to outmaneuver. You just have to do
What stories has he heard about these places?
both are horror filled.
Oh, okay. There we go. That was some good context for the dream one, because it's like, well, dreams aren't necessarily bad. Like,
yeah, but they could also get so much worse than psychic winds.
Yeah.
Like, I can only imagine.
That's when we need Dyson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Although I am curious about something. I don't know the mechanics of these dream fields and how we get involved in them. I do know the dream spell, I believe, is divination? Nope, it's illusion. Never mind. I don't think I have anything. We're just gonna have to brave it.
I had that spell once.
Dreams sound more fun.
My vote is definitely dreams still.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Okay. Dreams it is.
Oh, yeah. All right.
How long until we get there?
Shortly.
Shortly, like
Good.
a day?
Do you need it to be a day?
I'm just curious.
Safety first.
Couple hours.
Shit, we're really close.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely validated. I'm going back to turnstile.
Okay. The dream field it is.
The way you said that, Michael, was not comforting.
I think I would have said that to either, to be fair.
No, I know. That
Hey.
didn't make what I said any less true.
Embers of the Burntt asked me about the psychic winds. Write that down. Ask me about the psychic winds.
We're gonna, don't worry.
When this is all over, ask me about those psychic winds. You'll be just as horrified. Okay. After a few hours, you arrive at what you can see in the distance. You can only assume is the dream fields, and you can visibly see these massive translucent bubbles of just like shimmering light.
Already, this was a way better choice. We can see the bubbles versus, wind you can't see. So already, great choice by us.
You can see the bubbles, and it is like entering a underwater minefield of like jellyfish.
It's the jellyfish scene from Finding Nemo.
That's what it feels like.
Shouldn't touch them at all.
Some of these things, as you kind of start entering this place, you realize from a distance it was very hard to tell scale. Some of these are no larger than marbles as they pass you, these little... And then some of them are larger than buildings. They're huge, massive things. Bigger than the discard heaps back in Tunerat. And Ismolo is able to kind of like traverse this place generally fairly well as he's flying through, avoiding these kind of like large bubbles that go by. And as some of them go by, you swear you can like hear these like distant sounds, like these really long drawn out words and like conversations or just like eerie noises. Then occasionally one of these things kind of like bounces off the side of the ship, just like and like shatters. And as they do, it like shatters into these like flashing images almost of lights. Like you see like these little like flashes of someone like flying through the sky or entering a tavern or like fucking drowning underwater. Like there's these horrific and sometimes happy flashes.
Does each bubble seem to be like from a single person?
As far as you can tell, yeah. Each bubble seems to exist of someone's dream.
And so that person, when you break their bubble.
Good question. After a matter of time, though, they start getting like much closer together, much larger and closer together as you guys are moving through. And many of them are just like kind of bouncing off the edge and scattering through. And then every once in a while, one rapidly like moves across, like that came out of nowhere, and it gets claustrophobic. How many of these things there are? Eventually, there are so many of them that you feel like, you know, those ships that are moving through like ice.
Icebreakers.
You feel like you're doing that until eventually one just kind of like starts breaking across the bow of the ship, and you all just see blackness.
On Campania, that was good.
When's the next one start, Michael?
We did.
Yeah, I like that.
We chose incorrectly.
That was a simple and elegant way to end the Astral Sea portion of the Burntt. Nicely done.
Thank you.
I've got Steven's character sheet up, and I'm ready whenever you are.
Not even gonna lie. I don't think I'd be that mad.
There it is. And
if people were just like, F this, we're done.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, all right.
It's over.
Fuck you guys, and using magic to skip everything.
Like there's so much we haven't talked about that like I don't even know where to begin, so I'm just not gonna bother.
It's over. Rip. R.I.P.
Lost in a field of dreams. I'm gonna be right back.
From the darkness, you exist. You don't wake. You're just there. You're on a journey that you were on. You've always been on this journey. You trudge through chest-deep snow. In front of you are your tribe mates, and behind you are your tribe.
Right.
Tribe, yeah.
Okay, great.
In the distance, you can see vast mountains. Before them, a mass of snow-covered trees. The sky is cloud-covered, gray, kind of matching the general landscape as you are trudging through this freezing cold. You know what you're here to do. You're here to find the golden torque.
Obviously. Yeah, that's what we've been doing all along from the very beginning. You didn't have to say that. I already knew that.
You can see basically that you are approaching this heavily snow-covered forest, and it's like kind of down in this ravine before this mountain. And on the far side of the forest, you can actually see this tower, this kind of like crumbling tower, and there's this like shining light in one of its uppermost windows, and you know that's where you're going. To do so requires you to traverse this forest. Let me just move some of these tokens.
You're obviously fully prepared now.
Let me just move some of these tokens here. Tumnus. You are known as Kolban the Sure-Footed.
They call me.
Emmy. Eric the Mighty. Rurik. Halvar the Frightening. Xerxes. Ivar the Observant. Kale. Leaf the Wise. And lastly, Yin Yang. Ulf the Silent.
That checks out.
You are 6 warriors from a clan that is making their way to overcome a challenge to collect the Golden Torque. And you approach a snow-covered forest. What do you do?
Make a good tree and leave.
And he's out of the dream. He did it.
That was simple.
He is the wise one amongst us.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Well,
this is a fucking tree.
The Golden Torque, as we know, is in the tower, correct?
Golden.
Seems that way.
Yeah. And all that's standing between us and it is this forest full of crystallized water.
Seems normal.
I, sure-footed as I am, press onwards.
Kolban heads into the woods.
Eric, the Mighty, never one to back down from anything, for his strength is unmatched by anybody, goes on ahead confidently.
You following behind Kolban?
Yes.
Okay. Is everyone
He is
else?
sure-footed. I rely on him to lead the way.
Everyone else follow along?
I don't know, guys. There could be anything in there. Maybe we should try to find a way around. There's got to be a side entrance or something. I mean, I don't really. I mean, do you? No. I mean, I don't. No, it's too risky. Why would we even risk going through?
See, we don't know what's in there, but we're never going to know unless we go in.
We came for the Golden Torque. The Golden Torque is that way.
But around would certainly be safer. It would make a better story because it's longer?
Nah, the most direct path is the best. You get to the best parts quicker.
I don't know. I think you're downplaying what could be in there. I mean, unless you can tell me confidently that you know what's there, it could be anything.
But what I'm
Could be
confident
a psychic
though,
wind in there.
Well, do you
I'll
see
fight.
any other?
I'll wrestle the wind. That's how
Do you
strong I am.
Do you see any other paths to get there?
Well, no, but I mean, if we go all the way around, we can at least look and maybe avoid going in for a while, at least, if nothing else.
Always like this. Always. Can't we just take the direct path for once? What's his name?
I don't remember anyone's name except my own.
Halvar the Frightening.
Wait, the Frightening?
Oh, the frightening!
Yeah, yeah.
I was just whispering to you. I thought
Is
maybe
what
you-
I would say if I were a wuss. Damn right we're going in.
I was gonna say that's so
I was
unlikely.
really liking the roleplay too much, and I was like, "Oh no!" And I was trying to whisper to you.
We've known each other for years. That was such a. I was about to ask if you were feeling okay.
Hashtag frightening. Solid though. I mean, maybe you were. I thought maybe you were just playing it opposite town. All right, what do you guys do?
Go straight into that damn forest now.
I say we just go straight on in.
Yeah.
All right, you guys start walking into the forest, and you just feel these cold winds around you. It is eerie. You can just feel like you're being watched, and please tell me how you all horribly, horribly die as you walk in. Because you do.
Cool.
All horribly, horribly die.
Okay. I was in front, and so I took 2 arrows to the head out of nowhere.
Good.
Yep, right there.
Kolban the sure-footed goes down as 2 arrows strike him in the skull. And he just, like a sack of potatoes.
Eric, the mighty, never wanted to back down from a challenge. Immediately charges from where he thought those arrows came from. And turns goes in, weaves in through the trees. And eventually you just don't see him anymore. He just doesn't come back.
Eric the Mighty disappears in the woods.
After a curdling scream and ah! And then just cuts out immediately.
Meets his demise.
What's the face? The frightening goes running toward the sure-footed at full speed and steps right in a bear trap that goes and snaps right around just below knee level, and he's running so fast it just rips the leg off, and he has just a few moments of being in shock before he bleeds out.
Just red stuff. Red stuff.
Ivar? My name's Ivar. Is that right?
Ivar.
Ivar the Observant. Ever on the lookout for where those arrows came from. Looks to the tower, and as he gazes upon the arrow slits, just takes double arrows to the eyes, and falls down dead.
Leaf?
I think Leaf realizes and kind of looks around and goes, yeah, well, we clearly weren't supposed to make it out of here. So it's only a matter of time before I find a trap of my own. And we will walk slowly forward, stepping over the dismembered leg of one man who at one point was frightening. And as we walk forward, The floor below him gives out, and you can see the sharp spikes of a dead man's trap below. And as he starts to fall, he just kind of thinks to himself that could have used a little bit more time to think about some things.
And lastly, Ulf the Silent. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a noise? We'll never know. You all awake, or no? You were always here, trudging through the snow, seeking the golden torch, approaching a snow-covered forest. On the far side, you see a tower. As you approach this dark, snow-covered forest, with your tribe mates in front of you and behind you, what on earth do you do? Welcome to the Dream Fields, baby.
Nice.
Well, we clearly have never been here before.
No.
So we know what we're looking for. And we see the tower straight ahead of us.
Straight ahead of you. You're going for that golden torch.
Come on, guys. Let's just go.
Since we're dreaming, I would like to take flight.
Ooh.
Okay. Alvar starts flying.
You could always do that.
Doesn't seem weird to anyone when he starts flying.
That's why he's frightening.
And would like to change my shape into an ancient red dragon.
Scary. Terrifying. Frightening, some would say.
And head right toward the tower.
You see Halvar just start flying and then merge into this massive form of an ancient red dragon, just take off over the forest.
As he takes off, I am tying a lasso rope and huffing it to loop around one of his feet. And as he flies off, I am just dangling.
Leaf quickly attaches a rope to the foot of this dragon and just gets pulled along with him as they start going over the forest.
I pull out a little gray bead that I was given by a mage at the beginning of the journey. Crush it, and it cast the spell Polymorph, and I will turn into a giant eagle and grab my two companions, and will fly after the red dragon and the aforementioned, lasso leaf. I think that was
Love it. Just pluck them up and start flying over.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Was there anyone left?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I think that got everybody. We'll say it got everybody.
You all die horrible, horrible deaths again.
Okay.
You can either tell me how those go, or you can wake up trudging through the snow.
A meteor came and knocked it.
And then his claws go into a death grip, killing the people he's on.
Sounds like the dragon wasn't more than just a fly. Giant fly swatter.
Giant fly swatter. The golden torque ahead. Your tribe mates ahead of you, behind you, trudging through the snow. approaching a dark forest. What do you?
Maybe a dumb question. What is a torque?
I was just thinking that too.
Great question. The golden
Can you
torque. It's
spell
what?
that?
TORC. It's what you're after.
The golden torque force.
Can you use it in a sentence?
A rigid metal ring. A torque is a rigid metal ring. A torque, also spelled torque with TORQ. Large, rigid, or stiff neck ring made of metal, made either as a single piece or from strands twisted together. The great majority are open in the front.
Makes sense, because
Some
torque
have a
force
hook
is like...
and a ring closure.
There's a book called The Golden Torque. It's published in 1982. They've raced the past to escape the future.
Can I have the country of origin?
They've been found in Illyrian, Thracian, Celtic, European Iron Age.
Description of the book called The Golden Torque. A little Google blurb for you. Sounds great.
Check out some golden torques on Google Images.
So we've been on this journey for a long time.
Yeah.
And
you're finally nearing the end, where you can see golden torque.
I've been wrestling with this for a while, but I'm realizing the real treasure is the friends you made along the way.
Dead.
I kill that dude.
Dead.
No, we're here for the golden torque.
Ahead of you, your tribe mates. Behind you, your tribe mates. The golden torque in a tower ahead, dark woods. There you go. And we're back. 3. Counting.
The snow's always pristine when we come here, right?
It is, yeah.
Is it a riddle, you think? Ahead of you, your tribe mates. Behind you, your tribe mates.
Welcome to Dream Hell, boys.
You know, I think we left something back in town, guys. Let's go
I
back
agree.
there.
Let's go back, yeah. I'm seeing the height of the tower. I'm realizing we don't have enough rope. So
Exactly.
Turn around, start walking back to the previous village we passed through, because I need some more supplies.
Yeah.
Okay. So Colbon, the sure-footed and Eric the Mighty turn around and start walking.
We forgot some shit, guys. We'll be right
Yeah.
back.
The rest of you.
I'm just gonna wait and see how far they get.
They're walking away from the woods.
I'm gonna make again, in a dream, I'm gonna make a grappling hook attack on the torque from 1,000 yards away or however long we are.
Okay. So Halvar the Frightening pulls out his grappling hook and flicks it as far as he can towards the tower. Anyone else doing anything?
Let's say,
Leaf is watching on, and the other two are heading back.
I think, you know what? We're just throwing things out here, right? I believe my character's name is Ivar, but I don't actually know if that's his name.
Yep. Ivar.
Ivar closes his eyes and imagines how epically his tribe mates have defeated all the challenges that lay before him. And he can't believe the feeling of the golden torque in his hand as he slowly walks away from the tower in the woods back toward the village.
With your eyes closed, you feel hot metal impact your face. And you all die. You all die a horrible death. And we're back, baby.
Okay, just to eliminate Will's good question, I think it was Will's, about the riddle. Do you say the exact same text again, or?
Yeah, literally I say the exact same thing that I said the very first time.
Yeah, can you read it again?
It's not fully reading,
Oh, okay.
but I can sum it all up for you again. You awake. No, you were already here, trudging through snow, about chest deep, towards your quarry, the Golden Torque. You've been hunting this thing for as long as you can remember. You know exactly why you're here, and that is to get the Golden Torque. You know where it is. It's in the tower beyond these woods. Tower that you can see with the upper level illuminated with this kind of pale glow. You know you must go through these woods to get there. Your tribe mates are ahead of you. Your tribe mates are behind you. As you're making your way, Kolbon, the sure-footed, Eric the mighty, Halvar the frightening, Ivar the observant, Leaf the wise, silent on your journey through this horrid, icy tunnel.
I would like to get to the edge and kneel.
Okay. As you approach the massive woods, we watch as whatever your name is, Halvar the frightening, kneels. In reverence, or just
more like I misheard the anagrams of the first letters of everybody's name.
Okay. He kneels. He kneels into the snow that is now just so high above his head. Great place to die.
Can we go around the woods?
They're vast. I'm sure we try.
How fast?
As far as the eyes can see. You're much closer to the tower now than we would be.
Can we walk around?
Yeah, let's walk around.
You can surely try.
Yeah. Walk around until we find a way through or die from frostbite.
Right. So does everyone walk around the woods?
Why not?
You all freeze to death.
Okay. Is there like a lifeline we can use? Like, is there a phone a friend? Maybe an ask the audience?
Do we
In
have
my
any
pocket.
Yeah, do we have specific items on our persons?
Sure. Yeah. What is in your pocket?
About this.
Can there be a green stone in my pocket?
Surely. Yeah.
With an eye? 3 eyes?
Yeah. Sure. Eric the Mighty pulls out the stone galore.
Yeah. Oh, great stone of galore. Tell me the ancient terrors of this place and how we might avoid them.
Okay, so Eric communes with the stone of galore. What's everyone else do?
I forgot my name already. Something the sure-footed Kevon, I think. Kolbon, close. I, obviously being a 14th level wizard, cast teleport on the group, my tribe mates. Pay no mind to why I wouldn't have done this from the beginning of our journey, but I didn't know there would be a forest. I thought we could just walk there. I will cast teleport to the room that is lit that supposedly holds the Golden Torque.
You die in a horrible miscast accident where you accidentally cast yourself into the middle of granite structure.
Fantastic.
You all suffocate.
Fantastic. Okay.
And everything that Eric the Mighty learned is gone when he was always here, trudging through the snow. Your trimate's head, Andy.
Ivar,
6?
suddenly remembers that his name isn't Ivar at all. It's actually Xerxes. And that none of this makes any sense. And he actually remembers going through the dream field and the astral sea. And with all of his might, he wishes for nothing more than to wake back up.
Okay, great. Love that.
And as he's wishing that, Leaf walks over to him and decides to cast Awaken on him.
Guys, it's a horror. You all die. You just are trudging through the snow again.
Okay.
How many times will Michael let you all die? That's really the question you should be asking yourself.
See,
That is absolutely the question.
And then I've been watching these ticks, and these ticks are clearly already there. So there's already potentially a number in mind. Because you're not drawing these as we go.
The frightening would like to intimidate whatever he can.
The tree?
The tree. I would like to intimidate the whole forest.
I love that.
Works.
That's good. Solid. You try to intimidate the forest. In the distance, as you kind of scream at a tree,
This is
You
D&D
hear-
at its finest, guys.
you hear a deep and frightened scream. And then you all die. You approach a forest. You can see the tower on the other side.
We know this.
Dark forest.
We know this is a dangerous forest, right?
Dangerous, quite dangerous.
Full of enemies, strange creatures. We've heard about this forest.
Likely full of enemies, likely full
Yeah.
of scary creatures, yeah.
I begin casting Firebolt and lighting trees on fire and try to start a forest fire.
Okay. Hold on to Sherwood begins lighting his hands ablaze and trying to burn the forest down.
Yep, nailed it.
Eric the Mighty seeing this is like, hey, I want some tree butchering action. Takes out his axe and just starts felling. Just whacking at trees. Felling them left and right.
Great. The tree fight has begun.
Fuck this forest. I don't know why I'm angry at it.
Anything else before you all die?
I use one of the felled trees to try and pole vault myself towards the tower.
It's very mighty of you. I like it. Everyone's dead. Everyone's dead. You die probably due to asphyxiation.
We got a scream by intimidating the forest. I don't know if that means anything or if that was just Michael changing things up.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Clearly caused us all to die.
Yeah. We're tribe mates. Our tribe has a rich and storied history.
Yeah.
We all, knowing that the forest is one of danger, begin a ritualistic dance before we enter the forest. One might think of it like a haka from New Zealand, where we all intimidate the shit out of this forest.
Do it like a dance at the edge of the.
Yes. Yep.
You all do the intimidating haka
Mm-hmm.
together as a tribe.
Yep.
There's like one moment where Halvar like really gets deep in there and screams. And again, I mean not again because this is the first time we've all been here, but in the distance you hear this frightened scream, this deep, scared scream. And then a bunch of wolves come out of nowhere and tell you all, before you finish your haka.
Surely hoping 10 would be the magic number. Obviously, it's not. Okay. What's my name? Kolban?
Kolban the Sure-Footed.
Kolban. Kolban's always been a weird one. And he is very superstitious. So he stops all his companions before we walk into the forest and starts speaking to the trees, asking for them to grant us safe passage. And that, we have no issue with it. We would like just to pass through safely so we can reach the town and acquire our objective, obviously the golden torque. And yeah, I persuade the shit out of that forest. I just rolled a crit, Michael. I want that to count. I want that to mean something.
Kolban starts talking to the trees.
Yep.
Has Kolban done this before?
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously.
He is weird.
Yep, weird.
Yeah, he's always been weird. That's what you remember.
Mm-hmm. So do I finish?
Spell his name? Kolban?
Colbon.
Nablock backwards.
What's anybody else doing as Kolban starts talking to the trees?
Pull out the Stone of Galore again. That somehow made the way into the pocket. And ask about the golden torque.
Cool. Alright, you start talking to a rock that you find in your pocket.
Yeah.
Into that.
Wait, the answer.
Anybody else?
People.
Cast speak to plants and animals
Yeah.
on the tree that Surefoot's trying to persuade, so we can answer back.
I love that. Ivar, anything?
I've ran out of ideas. I'm dead. I'm dead to this riddle.
All right. The trees do speak back to you like they always do. What are you asking them? Did you have a specific question for the trees?
Yeah, looking at you.
What's the safest way through?
Yeah, I mean they just point in the direction of the tower. The Stone of Galore tells you that the golden torque is everything you've ever wanted, and that it lies in the tower on the other side of the forest.
Why do we want it?
Who doesn't?
Do we want it?
Of course.
Guys, do you remember our home village?
You do. Yeah.
We do. Clear as day.
Yeah.
What's the color of the tents?
Try to think of it, and you can't really figure it out.
Try to think of any detail. Like, about home. About our tribe.
Yeah, you think back, and you confidently can't remember anything, but you're okay.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Dream. You all die in
Shit.
order for that.
Should have done the skill checks.
Then we would know if we actually died or not.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something with the names. It's gotta be.
Sure-footed. Prof, what was yours?
Mighty. It's either sure-footed,
Fright-
mighty, frightening, observant, wise, silent.
Frightening. Observant.
Hey, Ulf, the silent.
He looks at you quietly.
Got any recommendations? You can draw it out in the snow if you don't want to talk.
He just points an arrow into the snow, and then points at the. Points at the tower where the golden torque is.
Okay, which one of us is the observant?
Ivar, Xerxes.
Okay. And this is my last idea, and then I'm going to have to just say, hey, I need to go to bed, and we'll figure out this riddle next week, because I'm running out of ideas.
Fresh eyes next week.
Yeah. Maybe the observant should, like, roll a perception check to see if there's, the best path through. I'm just going off Will's thing of the names. Like, the observant could be the one who's looking for a path. The frightening could be the one in front to scare off any foes. The sure-footed could point us in the right direction. I don't know, I'm literally grasping the straws. It could have absolutely nothing to do with the names, too.
So, we do know that when Polvar the Frightening tries to intimidate the forest, there is a response.
Correct. That's why I'm like, if there's something to do with our names that we're supposed to do. Like, the mighty could make a strength check, maybe.
Yeah, but
the observant could make a perception check. I don't know, sure-footed, I could make, like, a dexterity check.
But it has to be, like, I don't think we can just make these checks against nothing. We have to figure out...
No, I understand. Like...
So, yeah, observant would be perception. Frightening is obviously intimidation. Mighty is athletics. Sure-footed is acrobatics.
Mm-hmm. Wise and silent, I don't really know.
Wise could be insight?
Maybe.
Silent, stealth?
Ooh, that's good. Alright, so let's try this. The observant scouts ahead to see our path. The frightening does an intimidation check to frighten off any foes we can't see. And let's say that gets us, air quotes, through the forest. The mighty could break down at the front door, the gate to the tower that we find. The stealthy can sneak us up the tower. The sure-footed could make
Check for traps.
check for traps at the door to the room with the golden torque. And then the wise could observe their surroundings in the room with the golden torque. Are there any more traps? I don't know.
Or it may all change. I mean, if the observant goes first and observes something, maybe the next thing that we have to do will be brought to light.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Start off. Xerxes, observe, or Ivar, observe the forest.
Whatever his name is.
Tell us what you see.
Okay, is this what we do?
Yes.
Ivar is observing.
Ivar, if you say we die, I'm literally logging off right now.
Ivar starts moving ahead towards the forest. And he does.
Okay, here we go.
A hidden path.
We did it. All right.
Within the woods, and you start making your way into the forest.
Okay.
After a time, an unknown amount of time passes. You just are within the forest somewhere.
Okay.
And you come across a dark cave. The entrance is covered by a thick layer of ice. Inside the cave, you know, lies a great white worm, a white dragon. But the path that has been found continues on the other side.
Would the mighty break the ice?
Yeah, the mighty could break the ice. But the dragon's on the other side, right?
Yeah.
You believe the dragon's on the inside. Okay.
At least that's what it looks like.
Your path is on the other side of the cave. So if you're here, the cave is my head, the path is somewhere else.
Yeah. We know we have to go through the cave to continue on the hidden path.
You don't. You just have to cross the cave's mouth.
Oh, got it.
But,
sorry, misunderstood.
Not within the cave, just
Yeah, got it.
across the mouth of the cave.
But there's a dragon there, so we're worried about repercussions of catching the
dragon inside.
So I think the silent leads us silently past the mouth of the cave.
That
sure
seems to make most sense.
Sneakily, you know.
Tell me.
Yeah, let's try that one.
All right, so you have Ulf take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And Ulf will violently take you past the mouth of the cave, where you find the trail on the other side that Ivar had picked up. After an unknown amount of time passes,
Got wind in our sails, boys. We can do it.
the group of you come to a tower of ice outside, you see a large frost giant woman.
Hot.
She immediately notices you and begins telling you that you must leave. Get out of here. Shoot. What do you do?
Does the path like go through her? Around her? Is there no more path?
This is the tower.
Oh, got it, sorry.
Leaf the
Frightening.
Wise.
What were you going to say, the Wise?
Just talks with her. Tries to, I don't know.
I think the frightening intimidates her.
That, oh!
I don't know
You're
if
right.
that's
You might be right.
I think the frightening intimidates her.
The mighty chops her head off.
Another option.
Option on the table.
She's saying like shoo, get out of here.
She's
Let's
like
first.
aggressively telling you like get out of here.
Yeah.
You're not to speak.
The frightening intimidates her.
Yeah, lock it in.
Lock it in. Alvar the frightening steps forward, screams at her as he once did a tree, and she screams in terror. A deep, scared scream that you feel like you've heard a few times before, and she runs away from the tower. Before you is a heavily reinforced tower door. The tower is fortified from all angles and covered in a thick layer of ice, making it nearly impossible.
The mighty forces the door open.
A few whacks of his mighty whatever the fuck, and the door tumbles.
Nice.
It's a tree.
Left.
He carries a tree.
A giant tree, just a huge tree.
Sure-footed and wise left.
Inside the tower, a circular staircase of ice
Sure-footed.
leads up to the top floor. The sure-footed finds a route, climbs up it. Nicely done. Finally, you make it to the topmost landing. There is a door leading to a chamber of ice, complete with an ice bed, an ice wardrobe, an ice mirror. In the chamber's solitary window, you see the
Ice checks for traps.
doesn't require
Or
check.
for curses.
Yeah, or curses.
Dispels magic. Uses mage hand to grab the ring.
Yeah.
Maybe the Wise just takes it. I don't know.
Because he used his 5 buddies to get him here in the first place. That's pretty wise.
Yeah, the Wise casts a level 17 banner spell on his friends and they all go away, and then he takes the ring for himself, and then comes Sauron and wins and rules the world.
Yeah.
Or however that story goes.
The wise sees the damage the torque does and doesn't want it.
Wise realized it was the friends that he made along the way.
Yeah, made it a bit along the way. I still think that was the answer. Let's go. Let's start with check for traps or curses.
Let's see, or detects magic.
Yeah.
Check.
Oh, you don't detect any curses or magic or anything.
Gosh, we're so close, y'all. We've got 5 of the 6.
So, we don't know what it does, at least mechanically, right? Us, the players.
Yeah, you just know that it's what you're here for.
What we've always wanted.
Maybe that means that it's best in the hands of someone who's wise.
Yeah, let's just do that then. Yeah. Like that.
What are all the wisdom skills?
Insight, perception,
medicine.
survival, medicine, animal handling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Leaf grabs for the ring? Or the torque?
Yeah, the torque.
Leaf reaches out his leafy hands, because he's made of leaf.
I am
It's a
Groot.
dream. Anything can happen. It's a dream.
You're a Groot.
And you all wake up on the boat
Oh, thank goodness.
with Elves exiting the dream bubble. Only having died 11 times. In the distance, you hear the beating of wings. Behind you, you see shimmering bubbles of dreams that you have just passed through. After ripping through that one that took you into a snowy filled dreamscape to find the golden torque, Ismolo maneuvered you through the rest of the dream field. But without much of his crew, was unable to keep the ship at the pace that it needed to be to outrun a red dragon being
Oh my!
Yankee that emerges from the dream.
Where the hell did his crew go?
A lot of them were stuck in a dream.
God damn it.
Say that sentence again. Where did Red Dragon? Something about Red Dragon being a Githyanki?
There is a Githyanki riding a red dragon approaching your ship. The number
Fine.
was 10.